So football around Europe is starting to come to a close, boys and girls, but not in Scotland. It's just getting started, boys and girls. That's right, the 2020-2021 match number 2 and the Scottish Premiership is coming up, and I've got my predictions next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction show. Today, we'll take a look at match day number 2 out in the Scottish Premiership, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash the old subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Scottish Premiership related, Blackburn Rovers related, whoa, football related. We're going to know here, boys. Under one Rooski, that's right. Yeah, so match day number 2. Of course, yesterday we did do the review show of match day number 1. That's how it's going to work from here on in. From not only in Scotland, but the other divisions. We're going to have a preview and a review show. The review show is where we take a little look at your predictions, of course, and then rank them in the old prediction league. And then, of course, in this one, this is where you get your predictions in for match day number 2. That's right. Stick them in the old comment section down below. We'll jump into the deep end in just a second because I want a big shout out to the VIP gang. That's right, the Dirty Dozens. You know who you are. Dylan Goddard recently joined the VIP Baker's Dozen, or whatever you want to call it, the Dirty Dozen. He joins alongside William Shepherd, LG and Cow, Bianca Muller, Daniel Meller, Joachim Johansson, Cody Cahoe, Tom Clark, Tom Beresford, Russell Frost, John Spurn, and Aztec Marky B. Mark. So a big shout out to the patrons. I do love you. I do appreciate you. You put a smile on my face. You give me the extra buzz every morning to get up and make some videos. That's right. And then right here, right now, we are sinking our teeth into the old Scottish Premiership. So let's jump into if you guys are interested to joining this illustrious gang, there should be a link on the screen if I'm smart enough. But if I do miss it, check out the description. Links to my other bits and pieces. It's patreon.com/Roverseas. There are perks and privileges, including one I did reveal last night or yesterday. Patrons do get access to the Prediction Leave live document as I make the changes. You can't edit it. You can get sneak peek information as and when I update the situation. Of course, anyone can really figure it out themselves, but I'm doing all the work. You know, you could go through and go, ooh, Cody Cahoe got 6 out of 10. That means he have to do all the rest and all that kind of stuff. But I'll do the information. I'm doing the editing live. You can access the stuff. So make sure you check that bad boy out. Patrons, that is. And if you guys want in on it, you know what to do. Let's jump into it then and take a look at match day number 2. Here we go, boys and girls. Here we go. In fact, I just need to get some info up on the screen here. Give me a second. Righty, boys and girls. Match day number 2 does start on the 8th of August. It's a Saturday, and the early kickoff will be St Johnstone up against Aberdeen. That's right. Now, these two sides have met quite a few times over the course of time. 141, according to my reckoning. 39 wins for St Johnstone, 45 for Aberdeen, and there's been 57 draws. That's right, over the course of history. And if you want to take a look at the last 6, though, more recently, it's been 2 wins for the Super Jays. How many wins? 1 win for Aberdeen and 3 draws over the course of time, including a 1-0 win for St Johnstone way back, of course, at the end of last season. Who's got on the goal scorers that day? Goodness gracious me, I'll tell you in just a second. The one and only goal scorer on that day was Aston McCann, 6-minute winner. Yes, goodness gracious. Of course, the form book heading into this, Aberdeen's last 6, they've actually won 2, lost 2 and drawn 2. St Johnstone are actually unbeaten in the 6th, picking up 4 draws and 2 defeats. In fact, if you want to open up the form book a little bit further, St Johnstone actually undefeated in 8 of their last matches in the Scottish Premiership, whereas Aberdeen are actually undefeated in their last 5 away. Of course, both coming into this, Aberdeen coming into this with a defeat, St Johnstone coming into this with a point. They'll be looking to get more as well. The bookmakers' odds 2-1 for St Johnstone, 9-4 is your draw, 11-8 is your away win for Aberdeen. And of course, Aberdeen coming into this 9th of the table. St Johnstone are in joint 6th, but they'll look to get themselves moving in the right direction. And I believe in Callum Davidson, I think a tricky point it was against Dundee United, but I think they're going to go one better this time around and pick up a cheeky 2-1 win in favour of the Super Jays and get themselves up and moving, possibly into the top 4 already. And again, it is early days, boys. It is early days. Whatever you think in the old this match, make sure you get it in your prediction section down below. That's the comment section to you and I. Next up, we have Hamilton Academicals. They're going to take on Ross County. That's right. Now, these two sides, how many times have they met over the course of time? According to my reckoning, 36 times, 10 wins for Hamilton, 9 wins for Ross County, and 17 draws. And if you head into this one, the last 6, though, between between these two sides is a little bit more close to the money. Let's have a little look, shall we? The last 6 games has been 2 wins for Hamilton, 2 wins for Ross County, and 2 draws. So quite even Stevens heading into this. As for the form book heading into this, Hamilton have actually won 2, lost 2, and drawn 2 the 6 games prior to this. Now, this is in the Scottish Premiership only, whereas Ross County have actually won 2, lost 1, and drawn 3. The recent records between these two sides, though, they did play in Hamilton last time around. It was a 2-2 draw. That was all the way back in November 2019. Lewis Smith and George Oakley on the score sheet, Billy McKay and Brian Graham on the score sheet for Ross County. Scott Martin actually got himself sent off last time around. Also, when these two sides did meet in Ross County, it was a 3-0 win in favour of Ross County. That was all the way back in August, around about this time last year as well. Heading into this, Ross County actually lost 5 of the last 6 away matches in the Scottish Premiership, and they're heading into this 70-10 with the bookmakers. 12-5 is your draw. 6-4 is your away win on this bad boy. For me, though, let's have a look where they are on the table before I plummet into the Ross County, of course, in the top 4 as it stands after an opening day victory against Motherwell. Big result that. Meanwhile, Hamilton, of course, bottom after their bit of a spanking by Celtic. For me, I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw on this one. I think this Hamilton will grind out a result, and I think Ross County will be content with a point away from home. It'll keep them unbeaten, keep the momentum going, of course, heading into matchday number 3. That's my pick for that bad boy. What do we have next? It's Livingston up against Hibs. You could call this the Edinburgh Derby these days. Of course, Hearts are not in the division these days. These two sides have met a few, not that many times, to be honest with you. Of course, Livingston not that new, not old of a club. But anyway, heading into this, these two sides, how many times have they played? They've actually played 36 times, according to my... No, that's wrong. According to my knowledge, they've played 33 times. It's actually been 8 wins for Livingston, 5 wins for Hibs, and 20 draws between the two sides. In the last 6, though, it's been 2 wins for Livingston, 1 win for Hibs, and 3 draws. And of course, the form book heading into this, Hibs are actually on not bad form: 3 wins, 1 defeat, and 2 draws. Whereas Livingston are actually 1 win, 2 defeats, and 3 draws. Heading into this, of course, though, let's take a closer look at some data for this bad boy. The last time that these two sides did play was at Easter Road. It was a 1-1 draw. Deutsch on the score sheet for Hibs. Aaron Taylor Sinclair. The previous encounter, the last time that these two sides did meet was at Easter Road. It was a 1-1 draw. Christian Deutsch on the score sheet for Hibs. Aaron Taylor Sinclair, the equaliser for Livingston. The last time played in Livingston, it was a 2-0 win for Livingston. Paul Hannon with a big fat OG and John Guthrie on the score sheet for Livingston. Of course, Livingston up and up with a defeat. Hibs starting their campaign with a 2-1 win over Kilmarnock, and they'll fancy the chances as well. Because I think Jack Ross has got them believing again, and I'm hoping that they will be top 4 contenders this time around. Of course, they currently find themselves in a runners-up spot. That is second. Of course, Livingston down in towards the foot of the table in about 10th. For me, I'm going to side with a 2-1 win for Hibs. I am a Hibs fan, deep down. My old man's a Hibs fan. So I'm going to stick with my roots, boys and girls. I'm going to stick with Hibs on this one as well. 2-1 in the end. And again, that will make it 2 wins on the spin for Hibernian. The bookmakers' odds on this bad boy, 6-4 for Livingston. I think they are the favourites. 9-4 is your draw, and 9-5 is your away win. I am a Hibs fan, deep down. I'm going to side with my boys this time around. Stemming from my old dad's roots. He is born and bred in Edinburgh. 2-1 win for Hibs for me, which will make it 2 wins on the spin. I'll keep them up in that top end of the table, and maybe even challenge for number 1 spot. Already, of course, it is only a pipe dream, folks. I'm sure the Glasgow teams will settle, of course, break away from the chasing pack. So for me, 2-1 win for Hibs. Away days, monstrous win. Let's keep it moving. Next up we have Motherwell up against Dundee United. Now, if there's ever a team that needs to bounce back fast, it is Motherwell. Of course, opening up their campaign with a loss against Ross County. Let's take a closer look at this bad boy then, shall we? Over the course of time, these two sides have played quite a few times. In fact, 183 according to my statistics. And Motherwell won 56 of them, Dundee 51, and there's been 76 draws between the two sides as well. So it's quite a beefy encounter over the years. The last 6, though, between these two sides, been 3 wins for Motherwell, 3 wins for Dundee, and 0 draws. Are we in line for a draw this time around? Heading into this, the form book, Motherwell have actually won 1 of the past 6 games, stretching stretching into the back of last season. They've drawn 3 of them and lost 2, whereas Dundee have actually won 1, drawn 4, and lost 1. Heading into this, though, the bookmakers, I'll give you that before I jump into the statistics a bit more. 21-20 for Motherwell for the victory, 12-5 is your draw, 13-5 is your away win on this bad boy. Of course, heading into this, these two sides did play a couple years back, actually. 2016 was the last time that these two locked horns. Over in Motherwell was a 2-1 win for Motherwell. Marvin Johnson and Lewis Moult on the score sheet for Motherwell. Henry Anyeni on the score sheet for Dundee. Meanwhile, last time played in Dundee was a 3-0 win for Motherwell. So it's been back-to-back wins for them heading into this. Scott Donald with a brace and Stephen McManus as well. But yes, Motherwell third last season. Of course, they need to get themselves up and at them at the moment because they currently find themselves 11th, whereas Dundee United are in 6th. So yeah, 2-0 win for me, for Motherwell. Let's check out the next one. It will be Rangers taking on St Mirren. Now this goes into a Sunday, the 9th of August. Let's take a closer look at this bad boy. These two sides have locked horns how many times? According to my eyes, they've played each other a bunch. I can't see it. It's right at the end. 239 times, 163 victories for Rangers and 46 victories for St Mirren. And 30 draws, just 30 draws, that's right. Over the last 6, though, it's been 5 wins for Rangers, 1 win for 1 draw, and 0 wins for St Mirren. And of course, the form book heading into this, Rangers have won 3, lost 2, and drawn 1. The same identical form for St Mirren. Of course, the game's probably landing in a different situation. Anyway, the last few times that these two sides did lock horns was in Ibrox back in January. It was a 1-0 win for Rangers during Jermaine Defoe on the score sheet way back when. In fact, the last time they played in St Mirren was also a 1-0 win as well, and Borna Barisic on the score sheet for Rangers. In fact, it's been 4 wins on the spin, 5 wins on the spin as well, stretching all the way back to 2018. The bookmakers will go with Rangers on this one. 6-1 on red hot favourites. 30-2 is your draw. 14-1 is your long shot. That is St Mirren. Of course, Rangers did start with a victory against a very, very tricky Aberdeen. And of course, St Mirren also started with a victory as well. So they got themselves 3 points of ball. But can they make it an unbeaten start against Rangers? To be honest with you, I don't think so. Of course, at Ibrox, Rangers are going to be up there. They're going to be competing throughout the season. Of course, they are, to the latest, of course, and of course, they are second favourites behind Celtic for the title. So realistically, they should be winning these games. If they don't win these games, there's something wrong. I'm going to go with a comfortable 3-0 win for Rangers. But the key question is, will Morelos play? As to he's been linked with a couple of high-profile clubs in Europe, but will he still be here? Cut them at the end of the transfer window, which does end in October. So there's a bit of waiting to see what goes on there. So 3-0 win for Rangers, of course. That'll put them into tip-top shape and maintain their push for top 2. Oh, and finally, it's Kilmarnock. They're going to be taking on Celtic. Of course, Kilmarnock started with a ropey defeat, and Celtic with a comfortable win over Hamilton, 5-1 in the end. Now, these two sides have banged each other's heads 239 times. 162 victories for Celtic, 30 for Kilmarnock, and there's been 47 draws. Now, the last 6, though, has been 0 wins for Kilmarnock and 6 wins for Celtic. Of course it has. But the form book heading into this, Kilmarnock have actually won 1, lost 4, and drawn 1 of their games. Celtic have actually won 5 and drawn 1 as well. Of course, the last 6 encounters have been 6 wins out of 6, including a 3-1 win over in Celtic. Ajar, Edouard, and Griffiths on the score sheet. That was all the way back in February. Brophy on the score sheet for Kilmarnock, who is a monstrous player for Kilmarnock. Without him, they'll be toast. Alan Power got himself sent off on that day. The last time played in Kilmarnock was also a 3-1 win. Edouard, Griffiths, and Julian this time on the score sheet for Celtic. Kanamamba on the score sheet for Kilmarnock. Heading into this, Celtic have actually won 21 of the last 23 matches in the Premiership. They've also scored at least 3 goals in 9 of the last 11 matches in the Premier League or Premiership. Bookmakers 11-1, long shots Kilmarnock's 92 is your draw, 4-1 on for Celtic. They are the red hot favourites, of course they are. Of course they sit currently at the top of the table, but will that ever change? Will they ever drop from first? Maybe dip down into third or something? And for me, I'm going to go with a plain, easy, simple 3-0 win for Celtic away days to maintain a 100% start for them, of course. Looking very, very good already. And that will put them in command, boys and girls, already. Let's just say, between you and I, that all these predictions will come in bang on the pissing nose, boys and girls. I get them all spot on. This is what the situation will look like as we enter match day number 3. Celtic will lead the way with 6 points. Rangers will be in second. Hibs are also there on third with 6 points out of 6. St Johnstone and Ross County will maintain their unbeaten starts, and Motherwell Motherwell will be up and at them into 6th spot. Kilmarnock and Livingston will already be looking over, and Aberdeen will already be looking over their shoulders as they enter matchday number 3. That, my friends, is what I think will happen in matchday number 2. What you guys got to do now is get your own predictions in the old comment section down below, so I can take a look at them, and then we'll review the matchday number 2 next time around. So get in there in the old comment section and tell me what you think is going to happen in matchday number 2. That, my friends, is it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that thumbs up. If you are new, bang the old subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Scottish Premiership related, Blackburn Rovers related. Whoa, football related. We're going to all here, boys, under my roofski. Of course, you also want to go the extra mile. You can check out the old patreon.com. There is a link down in the old description down there, maybe on the screen if I'm smart enough. I'll put it on the screen. But patreon.com/Roverseas. It does get you access to live prediction league data. You can see me working the tables and all that kind of stuff. As and when I get to it. Of course, right now it's just Scotland in focus, but that document will get lively once the divisions out in France, Holland, Germany, all the other leagues start to kick about. There will be a very, very buzzing place. I think I actually might have overcooked it a little bit. You know, I don't know if I can keep up the pace with this one. This is already madness. Already madness. Anyway, get your predictions in nice and early down below. And I'll see you all for the review for match number 2 very, very soon. It'll be probably around about Monday or Tuesday next week. We'll have a little look. But until then, boys, I'll see you all on the other side. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.